Hi guys, welcome back to the Yoga Shack. I'm your host Rachel. So today we're going to do a hip-centered practice. I was out running this morning, so here's a picture of me and my puppy. And I was thinking, oh man, I could use a hip-centered practice. So this is one that I designed just for today with myself in mind, but I think that you guys will love it too. So all you'll need is a strap and maybe something to sit on here in the beginning. So you can just grab your meditation cushion and have a seat. And let it be a comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged, you can sit on your heels, whatever works for you. Just once you get there, let your eyes close and begin to follow your breath. And just notice the natural rate of your breath. Whenever we approach our yoga practice, it's so good to tune into the natural rhythms happening right now, whether that be sped up, way slowed down, or somewhere in between. Just getting a baseline and knowing whatever you're finding with these observations, it's perfect. You're always right on the perfect path. All right, and with that in mind, on your next inhale, drawing the arms up overhead, bring the palms together. Exhale, draw down. Two more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale, draw down. Palms together. Inhale, scoop up. Gather in, and then exhale down. Stop at the solar plexus, right at the bottom of the rib cage, letting the right hand swivel on top of the left hand. Keep the elbows lifted. And just go within. See if there's any dedication you would like to make today, or is there a intention you have for yourself, for your practice? And then bringing the palms together in front of the heart center. And let's begin with an Om. Good, letting the hands separate and then just find your way down onto your back. I know we have to probably open our eyes to do that, but let it be a soft opening of the eyes, keeping that inward focus. And as you come on down, let the feet probably be about the width of your mat and let the knees rest in against each other. Arms relaxing out at the sides of the body, palms rolled up. Relax your shoulders, let them just settle down towards the floor. And again, close your eyes. Now that you are supported by the floor, feel the breath as it naturally you have that natural intake and the exhale. So we're not working it yet. We're not working it. It's just your natural rhythm. Let the mid back relax towards the floor. Soften your belly. Relax the front of your shoulders. On your next exhale, let the knees separate. Walk the feet in so now they're about hip width apart. And then bring the right knee in towards the chest, holding on to like the right hamstring area. And then the left knee comes in towards the chest. So we're not holding on to the shins. We're holding on behind the knees, drawing the knees in towards the chest. And just follow the breath here. So we're allowing the natural rocking of the pelvis to occur. You may notice, and it can be very subtle on some people, on the inhale, the knees do a gentle sway away from the body. And then on the exhale, there's a gentle rocking in towards the body. And there's nothing you really have to do to allow it to happen. It just happens naturally. And again, on some people, it's like 1/16th of an inch moving in either direction. So don't feel like this has to be really amplified for it to be what we're looking for. And if you don't notice any movement at all, that's fine too. It's fine. We're just breathing here with the knees pulled in towards the chest. Good. All right. What a fun pranayama. All right. So one more inhale. Big exhale. Allow the left leg to let go. We're going to let the left leg go all the way out onto the floor. And again, we're holding on behind the right knee, the hamstring. We're right on the right hamstring. Holding this knee in towards the chest, just give a big hug, and then swiping the knee side to side a little bit. So in doing this and holding on to the hamstring instead of the shin, we're allowing the knees to not have compression on them. We're not telling that knee joint it has to bend all the way in. So this movement truly becomes about the hip. So now you can begin to pass the leg side to side. One hand takes over and then the other. Going side to side. Breathe as you go. We're just exploring this upper range of the hip socket, seeing how it feels today. And then bring it back to center. So now holding on to the right knee on the top here, and then holding on to like the left outer shin or outer ankle if you can reach it. And we're just going to turn the leg out slightly so the knee is swiveling so the ankle's coming up towards our head area. And then bring it back to center. And then we're going to grab the ankle, but now with the right hand wrapping from the outer to the inner and the left hand on the knee, and then allowing the leg to rotate inwards as we flare the ankle to the outside. None of this should affect your knee. If you're feeling it in your knee, back off, because we're just looking to rotate the hip inward and then looking to rotate the hip outward. This is a gentle practice. It's nothing too crazy here. Basically, we're just swiveling the hip, feeling the inner rotation and the outward rotation. And it's that inner rotation that we don't often do. So this might feel a little foreign. But again, we don't want any pain in the knee. All right, let's bring it back to center. Once again, hugging the leg in, but we're going to hold on to the hamstring again. Pull the knee in towards your chest. So good. All right, awesome. And then place the foot down on the floor. And now we're going to take just this knee side to side. Let it roll in, let it roll out. So you're rolling onto the outer edge of the foot and then you're rolling onto the inner edge of the foot. But the rest of your body is centrally located. You're not really rolling side to side so much. We're keeping the hips pretty central as we go in and out with this right leg. Good. Good. Bring it back to center. Slide the leg all the way out onto the floor. Just pause here just for a moment. Let both legs relax. And then taking the left leg in towards the chest, holding on to the hamstring again. We're not holding on to the shin, but the hamstring. Hug it in towards your chest. And then swiping this leg side to side. Side to side. So it's nice. I mean, I'm recording this on a warm day. And that's like what made me think about like, oh, hip practice would feel so good today. When it's warm out, I find like my hips are so much more like pliable. They're so much more like willing to do stuff that maybe they wouldn't in the dead of winter. So I'm just kind of like celebrating that with a hip practice. All right, let's bring the knee back to center. So now this is where we're going to hold on to the knee, on the top of the knee with the right hand. Left hand comes down either to the outer shin or down to the ankle. And we're just going to flare the ankle out towards the left side, just a little bit. The hips stay stationary. So what we're doing is we're rotating this femur so that if the top of the femur were here, as I rotate it, now the top of the femur points in towards my body. And then once I switch hands, so the left hand comes to the knee, right hand to the ankle, the top of the femur is rotating outward. And we just keep doing that so that we're looking to rotate the thigh in and then rotate it out. Good. We'll do one more time like this. Rotate out. And then come back to center, hug the knee in. And once again, just pass it side to side. Just sweep through. Good. And then come back to center. Foot goes down to the floor. And just let the knee rock in and out. Just like a playful little rocking side to side. Really gentle. Side to side. Good. Bring the knee back up so the knee is looking up towards the ceiling. Both feet on the floor now. And just raise and lower your heels a couple times. We're going to raise the heels up, let the heels come down, and then raise the balls of the feet. Let the balls of the feet come down. Raise the heels, down, balls of the feet, down. All right, so let's bring a breathing rhythm into this now. So you can inhale as you raise the heels, and then exhale as the toes come up. Inhale the heels up. Exhale the toes up. Inhale the heels up. Exhale the toes up. Inhale the heels up. Good. Exhale the toes up. Excellent. Everything comes down to the floor. The feet are just all like spread out on the floor. And they'll just rock the pelvis just a couple times. We're not looking for any kind of form with this. You're just feeling your pelvis like it's a big bowl and you're rocking it in one direction and then the other. We'll come back to pelvic tilt later with a little more form focus to it. But right now, just let it be a loosening up of the low back. So loosening up of the low back. Good. Now, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Rolling over onto your right side, using that left hand to press into the floor, come on up. And then make your way around into a table. So the knees are hip width apart, hands are right under the shoulders. And let's go and start to amplify our cat and cow. So when I say amplify, it's like don't go to your full range of motion right away. Just begin with a little wave in the back, a little wave up, a little wave down, and then begin to allow it to grow. And then it grows some more until eventually you feel the wave through the whole spine from right up into your neck, head, down into your hips, tail. Feeling the whole wave. Inhale in one direction, exhale the other way. I know sometimes us as yoga teachers will talk about like, oh, this is like today, a hip-centered practice. It, we will do hip stuff for sure, but we can't only do hip stuffs because then we would be denying that our body is a completely connected event. You can't have something going on in one area without it affecting all the other parts. So some of the great yoga teachers, for example, in the past have said, if you want to improve all your postures, really just work on one posture. And what they were saying in essence was one thing you do to your body and you do it with focus and consciousness will have a beneficial effect on all the other stuff you do. So just keep that in mind here as we do our back up and down. All right, let's come back to center and we'll go side to side, letting the head go to one side and the hips go to the same side. So you're going this lateral movement, head to the right, hips to the right, head to the left, hips to the left. Loosening up the side body. Good. And then back to center. Let's take the right leg behind so the toes are still on the floor. You have the toes curled under and just rock into that heel a few times. So you're pressing the body back and sinking into that heel, elongating the back of the calf. And we're just doing that a couple times. And then bring it back in. And then the left leg can come back, toes curl under, and we're just rocking into the heel a couple times. Just a couple. And then bring that back in. The right leg goes back again. This time, swipe it over to the left side. Lean into the right hip side. So it's like someone had a string attached to my right hip. I'll do it on this side so I can show you what I'm talking about. Someone had a string attached to this hip and it's pulling it in this direction as the leg is stretched over to the opposite side. So we're getting a little bit of outer hip action here. Try to keep the hips level. And then slide it back to center. Come right over to the other side. And again, imagine someone has a little string attached to your hip and they're pulling it over to the side like a little traction, like a rack, but it feels good. It's not torturous. All right, and then come back to center. Curl both toes under. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, the knees float up. You're coming into your down dog with the knees soft. The knees are bent. All right, so when I say soft, I don't know if it translates. When I say soft, I mean bent, and your high knee is sticking way up in the air. And then just pedal the feet, one leg and then the other, going side to side. And then walk the feet in little micro steps in towards the hands. And then once it gets like, oh, there's too much pressure in my hands, I don't like it, you walk the hands back towards the feet until you're in your forward bend. Back of the neck is long. Let the head have a little traction here. And then roll up to stand, climbing up the legs like a jungle gym. Inhale the arms up. Big stretch up. Exhale the arms open, 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 right into a cross crawl. Opposite leg comes up and tap that thigh. Opposite hand to thigh. Just give it a tap. All right, then we're going to do a triple tap. Next time the right knee comes up, just go 3 times to that side, and then 3 times to the left, 4 times to the other side, 4 times. We're working up to 7. 5, 4, 5, 5 to the other side. And you might notice that you're balancing a lot better. That was 5 on one side than the other. Now we're up to 6. 5, 6, and then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 7. 7, magic number. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hope I got that right. One other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even it out. Just one more singles to each side. Just a couple more. When I said one more, I meant one more like little round here. All right, now let it settle down. Feet are a little bit wider than the shoulders. Take the arms up. Inhale, reach up. Palms together, draw it down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, 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 down. Inhaling. So we're doing our sun breath here. Exhaling down. Draw it up. Making the arms a little bit longer each time. Exhale down. Big breath. Big as the sun. You can go at your own pace. You don't have to do the same as me here. Okay. Last one. Exhale, both hands down to the sides. Step the feet in, so now they're about 1 fist width apart. Flex the palms. We're going to bobble the head side to side. So as the head bobbles over towards the right, the left shoulder will drop down. So we're going opposite shoulder dropping. And then as the head bobbles over to the left, right shoulder drops way down. Yeah. Just a couple times, side to side, feeling out the sides of the neck. Relax the hands. Now we're going to take the head forward a little bit on a diagonal. So if we were straight forward, you could say that was like 12 o'clock. We're going to go out to about like I'm looking at my clock on the wall. So this is like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock it is. Looking down at the floor here and trying to swivel so the chin is straight down. Feeling the back side of the neck here stretching out. And then just sweep the head over, keeping the chin in towards the chest. Sweep the head over to the other side, looking down. Feeling all those yummy muscles just stretching out. Bring the head back so chin is dropping in towards the chest. Inhale, back up, back up, back up, back up. And hopefully that gave you a little more height with the neck into your Tadasana. Yeah. Awesome. So we're going to go into a Warrior One series now to strengthen. So we're going to start with this hip practice. We're going to start with strengthening stuff. And then the second half of our practice will be stretching. So first strengthen, then stretch. So we're going to start by stepping the right foot back, left foot stays forward. And for this Warrior One, both toes point in the same direction. And we want to sink the back heel down to the floor the best we can. Bend the left knee right over the ankle. Take the arms up. Reach up. Exhale down. Step back in. Left foot steps back. Sink the heel. Bend the right knee. Inhale, both arms up. Reach up. Exhale down. Step that left foot back in. We're going to take the right foot back. Inhale the arms up. Reach way up. Exhale down. Step the leg back in. Left foot steps back. Sink the heel. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale down. Step back in. Inhaling the arms up as that foot steps back. Exhale down, step up. So you can see we're kind of like integrating it now, right? So we're going to inhale, step back, reach up. Exhale down, step back up. All right, so now, if you'd like, you can start taking this just a tiny bit further back. Just one round, just one round. We're going to step back on the right foot. You can angle the right toes out to the side, ground the heel. So now we have a little bit like longer stance. Left knee bends right over the ankle. Take the arms up. Reach. So this is like our classical Warrior One here. Lengthening the back leg. Hips are squaring off to the front. Finding one point of focus for the eyes. And let's lift right off the waist. Make yourself reach way up into the sky. Even if your arms are more forward, you're having that upward lift. Exhale the arms down, step back in. Find your full height. Stepping back with the left foot. Left toes angle out to the side. Bend that right knee. Take the arms up, 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 up. So as the legs are strong and supportive here, the upper body can find more freedom to reach for the sky. Think of the lower body as the support, like if you're on a trapeze and someone is the catcher and someone's like the flipper and the reacher. The upper body here is your flipper and reacher, and the lower body is your anchored, steady, I gotcha, fly, baby, fly. You're reaching way up. Sky high. Excellent. Exhale the arms down. Step the back leg in. Shake out the ankles a little bit. Shake out the legs. Do a little kick here. Side to side. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to widen the feet about the width of the mat. We're going back into a down dog. So we're going to take a forward bend. Knees are bent. Bring the hands down to the mat and then walk the feet back until you have your down dog. Take a stretch here, pedal the feet a little bit. Good, lower the knees down, nice and easy. And then come down onto your right side. I'll actually do my right side. All right, so we're going to come down onto the right side. And for this, if you'd like, you can use like a block under your head if you don't want to use your arm as a pillow. Feel free to use your arm or a block. Either one works just fine. So we're laying on the side. You're on that right hip. Left leg is stacked on top. We're just going to do some leg lifts here to activate the outer hip, the glutes, and just strengthen stuff. So you want your knees pointing forward, your toes pointing forward, not turning out at all. Knees are like looking straight ahead. And we're just going to lift it a few times, a little bit higher than the hip, and then lower it down. Really smooth. Lift and hold. Back down. Lift and hold. Awesome. Back down. Good. One more like this. Back down. Good. Now we're going to bend this left knee, bring it down towards the floor, and then bring it up on an angle here. So it's kind of reaching behind us. It's no longer stacked right over the right leg. We're reaching it behind us a little bit and angle your toes down towards the floor. Yeah. And then bring the knee back in towards the floor. All right, so now it's like a lightning bolt. We have this diagonal movement to the leg, knee towards the floor, and then kicking it out behind you as the toes turn down. Good. Just two more like this. Let's do three more, actually. Down towards the floor, and then lift it back. Good. Exhale and inhale. And then maybe just one more for good luck. Okay. Good. Good. Bring it back down. Awesome. And then we're going to come over to the other side. You can use your meditation cushion if you like there, coming onto your side. One hip stacked on top of the other. We're nice and comfy here. Arm out about shoulder height. Oh, so comfortable. I remember. All right, so we're just going to lift and lower now, just a few times. We're going to lift, hold, so the ankle's pointing up towards the ceiling, toes are pointing forward and down. Lift, hold, and back down. So I was going to say, I remember like camping, when I was younger, and I think this is like the kind of thing I would sleep on, and it was so comfortable back then. I don't know if I would like it so much now. Maybe I would just for the experience. It's been a while since I've been camping. All right, one more, just like this. Lift, hold, and slowly back down. Now we're going to bend the top knee. So the knee is coming down to the floor here in front of us. And then as you lift it, you're kind of like kicking it out behind you. So remember, it's not stacked over the bottom leg now. Now it's a little bit behind you as if you were like walking, right? Your foot comes behind you, but you're lifting it a little bit higher and angling the toes slightly towards the floor. A little inward rotation to the thigh. And then bring the knee back down to the floor. Inhale and lift. Turn the toes down. Exhale. So when I say turn the toes down, I mean an inward rotation to the femur. That's really what we're looking for, because you could turn your toes down and not be doing that inward thigh rotation. That's what we're looking for. All right. Let's do two more, two or three. You decide on what you want to do here. I'll do two more from here. Oh, yeah. So we're strengthening these deep gluteal muscles. All right, let's bring it back down. And what those muscles do is they stabilize the pelvis every time we take a step. And they're also muscles that can get weak from too much sitting. So a lot of us sit, right? And if those muscles get weak, you start to have this instability in the pelvis, which can lead to low back pain, hip pain, that kind of thing. So what we're doing here is just allowing everything to stay status quo. All right, so now we're going to lift. We're going to add bring the leg into the center of the body. So you're going to cross this top leg over the bottom and then lift the bottom leg so the ankle is lifting up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to lift and hold and then slowly lower. Just lift and hold and slowly lower. So these inner thigh muscles, they're so important for knee and hip health. And again, this is another set that don't get really worked that much in our everyday existence. So it's important we do these isolation movements just to keep them tip top. All right. All right, that was good. All right, let's come over to the other side. And again, we're crossing the top leg over the bottom. And we're going to lift and hold the bottom and then lower it down. Lift and hold, and lower. You might notice one leg is like way stronger than the other. Or they might be really equal on you. I don't know. I have one that's stronger. This one isn't it. But it's good. I mean, we work it. We notice, we say, okay, let's go. Let's make it better. All right. One more like this. And then slowly lower it down. Come onto your back once more. Draw both knees in towards the chest. And give a circle here. And let it be really smooth and not, we don't want to go too slow with this circle. This is like you're loosening things back up after they've been worked. Circle around and then reverse it. And then do a little figure four, one ankle on your thigh. And the hands aren't doing any work here. If you want to bring your leg in towards your chest, the leg does the work. So we're just switching sides with the figure four and then switching sides again. Good. We'll do a couple more side to side. This is a active release that we're doing. This isn't like this is like a dynamic stretch. We're not asking the body to hold this stretch at all. We're just easing into it and then releasing. So when we hold our yoga postures longer, it has a different effect on the body, right? The longer stretches allow us to achieve, we're going to take the knees side to side, that greater range of motion over time, right? The longer holdings, like 30-second holdings, they allow you to achieve a longer, deeper stretch, right? But these dynamic stretches are really safe for when you're still moving the body and asking the muscles to do stuff. Because those longer stretches can actually, after we've stretched something so much, they get a little weaker after that happens. So that's why we save those towards the end, because then once it's like, oh, all stretched out and feeling like it just wants to relax, we give it Shavasana. We say, here you go, Shavasana for you and your muscles here. And they're happy with that. All right, we're coming over onto the belly, making a pillow with your hands, one hand on top of the other. The nose has a nice clearance here. We're going to lift the left leg so the heel is coming up towards the ceiling and then lowering it back down. Lifting the left leg again, heel and the back of the knee coming up towards the ceiling, back down. Right leg lifting, long leg, back down. Left leg lifting up and lowering back down. Now taking both feet and curling the toes under so they're just slightly making contact with the floor here. The toes are curled under. We're going to open the legs out to the sides, dragging the legs open and then dragging them closed. So the floor is giving you some resistance here as you open the legs in a pivoting sort of way, and then exhale, close. Inhale and let them open up. Exhale, close. One more. Inhaling, open. Good. Exhaling, close. Excellent. All right. Release the toes off the floor there. Just kick the feet out a little. Loose ankles, loose feet. Kick, kick, kick. You're bending at the knees. Good. And now rolling over onto your back. Tra-la-la-la-la. Back, front, back, front. So now here we are, back on the back again. So now we're going to do a little core movement here with the pelvic tilt. So let's start with just our loose pelvic tilt, letting the pelvis turn under and then releasing it. And just, you can do this any which way you want. There's no directive here. We're just letting the back loosen up a little. All right, so now bringing the feet in so they're about hip width apart, kind of close into your bottom, arms alongside your body with your palms down. We're going to do a pelvic tilt here. But just what we do is tilt the pelvis so like the tailbone tucks under, but not engaging your glutes or your hamstrings or anything like that. What we're working on here is as we tilt the pelvis, and the pubic bone is coming closer to the rib cage, you're engaging the core. And this lumbar spine that is this nice curve to it, right? We're flattening that out. And all of this is engaging and getting really toned. And then as you inhale, relax the pelvis back to center. And then as you exhale, tuck the tail, engage the core. The legs are relaxed. You could like shake your legs and they would just be like wibble, wibble, wobble. Yeah. And relax everything. All right, so just doing this a couple more times, engaging the core, flattening out the lumbar curve, and then coming back to a nice relaxed center. Tucking the tail, flattening out that lumbar curve, and relaxing. Good. A few more times, just really rhythmic. Exhale, like the belly button could go and support the spine when the tail is tucked. And then release, and the belly relaxes. Yeah. Really isolating these deep core muscles so they can be strong and support our hips, support our low back, support our whole existence. All right, one last one. Excellent. Relax, 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 relax. Give gentle little tap, tap to the tummy, little tap, 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 tap. And then just give a little rub, 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 tummy rub. Good, good. Draw the knees back in towards the chest. Hold on behind the knees. No compression on the knees. Rock a little side to side. Good. Awesome. All right. So now let's come back to center. Bring both feet to the floor. And we're coming into a figure four now. So we're going to take the right ankle onto the left thigh, letting the right knee drop out to the side. You can stay right here. If you'd like to take it into a deeper stretch, you can do a couple things here. You can do a pelvic tilt so your tail is coming closer to the floor, and that in itself, so we've accentuated this lumbar curve, that in itself might bring the stretch deeper into your hip. If you want to take it further, still you can bring the left foot off the floor or hug the left leg in towards the chest, but keep having that sensation that you can lengthen through the low back. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Because as soon as we bring this leg up, this left leg up, the low back will want to curl on itself. If we can keep that long, we'll really bring the stretch into this outer hip. Okay? Good. Good. And then releasing both feet to the floor and coming over to the other side. Left foot up. You have the left foot on the floor or hug it in. And just breathe here. Doing any little movements you like. And again, focus on lengthening through the back. Yeah. And releasing both feet to the floor and let the knees sway side to side, side to side. Good. Now we're going to bring the knee back in, the right knee in towards the chest. Left leg extends out onto the floor. Hug it in right into the center of the chest. Hold here. Lengthen through the low back, right up through the neck, the crown of the head. And then bring the knee out towards your armpit. Open the whole inner thigh. Good. And then bring the knee across towards the left side of your body a little bit. Don't go into a spinal twist, though. We're just looking to elongate from the hip to the knee. Bring it all back to center, foot to the floor. Swap it out, left leg coming in towards your chest. You can hug it in. You can hold on to the hamstring again to give that knee a little freedom. Breathe. Notice what your pelvis is doing. What will want to happen is the left side of your pelvis will want to draw up slightly, either towards the ceiling or hike up towards your head. It's your job to level out both sides so that the stretch really goes deep into that left hip. Bring the knee out towards the left armpit. Good. Yeah. And then bring the knee across towards the opposite side. And again, we're not looking for a spinal twist. We're going from knee to hip. This is all about the hip. Lengthen across the body. Just holding. You can do any little movements you like, any little jiggles. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Remember, it's a gentle practice. Be gentle with yourself. Awesome. All right. And then releasing that foot down to the floor. Both feet come to the floor. And now this is where we're going to use the strap that I was talking about earlier. And you might not need it, but you might like it. So this is a hamstring stretch on the belly. And what we're doing in essence is we're going to grab the foot either with the strap or your hand and pull the foot in towards the backside. But the idea is to not let the hips lift off the floor. So one way to get into this is what I'm doing now. You make a loop with your strap, or you just grab two ends of the tie and you lasso the foot before you come down onto your belly. So here I have the lasso around the mid can't get it out, the mid range of my foot, and it's the right foot. And then I'm coming around onto my belly, holding the foot as I come around. And then once I find myself on my belly, I can pull this strap to draw the heel in towards my butt as I allow the front of my hip flexor, my right hip flexor, so that's the front of your hips, like that front plane of your hip, to lengthen that towards the floor as the right knee reaches down towards the bottom edge of the mat. So that whole right thigh is really long here. And just take a few breaths. And see if you can relax the thigh a little. If you have a strap around your foot, you really have to flex the toes to keep the strap from flinging off the tip of the foot. Okay? All right. And then to release, just release the strap, let the leg lengthen out. Good. Rolling over onto one side and then using the opposite hand to press into the floor. Come on up to sit. And then we switch sides by switching the strap. Again, you want to be around the mid-range of the foot. Come around onto your belly again. So we have that around the foot. We come around onto the belly. The forehead can come down. And then we'd start drawing the leg in just to a place where you start to feel a stretch in the thigh. And it doesn't have to come, the heel does not have to come in all the way to the butt. We're just looking for a little stretch in the thigh. Allowing the front of the hip to stay down towards the floor. If the butt starts poking way up in the air, you've gone too far. Release the foot a little bit so it's not so close in towards your butt. The left knee is reaching down towards the bottom edge of your mat. The whole left thigh is really long, really, really broad. Good. Excellent. All right, we're going to release this all the way out, rolling over onto one side, and then all the way over onto your back. So you might be a little tied up in your strap. That's okay. That's all part of yoga. And we're going to release that foot. We're going to bring the right foot back into the little lasso here, left foot to the floor, and extend the right leg out. So what we're looking here is now just a nice stretch in the back of the leg, the hamstring. This isn't the hamstring. Hamstring's up here. Okay. I'm sorry. That was pretty funny. All right, so we're just lengthening out the back of the leg, breathing. Good, good. So this is a really safe way to stretch the hamstring. We're not loading the back at all. We're allowing the back to be supported while the hamstring gets a nice lengthening. All right. And then swapping it out, bringing the left foot in the loop, right foot to the floor, lengthen it out. So you can stay with the right foot on the floor, or you can lengthen it out. It's up to you. And again, we're just looking for a nice stretch. So that's like a little pulling or like a little stinging feel, but not anything sharp or shooting. If you have a sharp shooting pain, you've gone too far. All right, let's release this. Bring the knee back in. Release the strap. Thank your strap. Put it off on the side. Rolling over onto the right side. Left hand on the floor. Come on, up to sit. Extend your legs out in front. Find your Dandasana, hands behind you. Draw the right knee in, cross it over the left foot. Draw your left arm across, right arm reaches up, over, down to the floor. The big emphasis on this stretch, no, excuse me, is drawing the right knee in towards the chest, allowing the right outer hip to drop down towards the floor. Again, real long, long lengthening here. And then feeling this rising up through the torso as the twist is just a little like cherry on top. Inhale the back arm up. Exhale around. Counter twist. Back to center. Good. Let's come to the other side. Left leg comes in, draws across to the right side. We're reaching across with the right arm. And for some of us, this might feel good just right here, drawing the knee in towards opposite shoulder. It's this like little sandwiching of the body as you drop through the crown of the head. If you want to take the full twist, take the left arm up, over, down to the floor, that left hand to the floor, and you twist around. But keep hugging your knee in towards the right shoulder as your head can look over towards the left. Left hip drops down, 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 down. As the right knee draws across, the left knee draws across to the right shoulder. Inhale the back arm up. Exhale around, counter twist. Oh, that's good. Back to center. Untwist here. Untie. And now for some Shavasana. So make yourself comfortable. Come down onto your back. You can have a cushion behind your knees if you like, or you can just let the legs slide all the way out, straight onto the floor. I don't know if you can hear this, but where I am, I have this really nice bird singing to me outside. Can you hear it? I don't know if it's picking up on my headpiece, but it's like, oh, it's singing to me while I go into Shavasana. It's so nice. Oh, I love spring. Okay, so as you get comfortable, you can let your shoulder blades slide underneath you a little bit. Adjust your clothing so that nothing is poking in on you or pulling or feels weird. Everything feels really nicely situated. And once you're pretty happy with your body positioning, arms are out from the sides with the palms rolled up. Legs are about 45 degrees off your center there, out to the sides. Let the feet roll open. Unless, of course, you have that bolster behind the knees, then you just let the knees track, like about hip width apart. And once again, find your breath, your natural breathing. And feel how The breath is the link between all we can see and feel and touch and that part of the world that we cannot see. We cannot feel with our hands. We can't touch it. It's the unseen. And that goes right up into our thoughts, that, that we cannot see them. To your self with the big S, the bigger self. We can't touch it, but we know it's there. The breath is the link between the physical and the metaphysical, the known, the unknown, the touchable, the ephemeral. And feel it, the breath, drawing you within. Allowing self-reflection without judgment as you relax deeply, as you trust deeply. As you let go deeply. Relax your feet, legs, hips. Relax your pelvis, belly relaxing, low back relaxing. Chest and upper back relaxing. Shoulders relaxing. Elbows relaxing. Hands relaxing. All your fingers relaxing. Both thumbs relaxing. Relax the neck. All expression, letting go on your face. Just let all your features blur and relax. Relax your scalp, your forehead. Feel the third eye center open and relaxed. The more relaxed you become, the more inner sight you gain. Relax your whole body everywhere. Allow your next breath to be a little deeper now. And then when you're ready, beginning to wiggle the tips of your fingers, the tips of your toes. Let the head rock side to side. And then stretching out in a way that feels good to you. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Roll over onto your right side and pause. Pause before coming all the way up. Take a breath or two. Let everything settle and find equilibrium. And then making your way up into your comfortable seated position. And you can sit back on your cushion. We're just going to do a short pranayama breathing exercise before we close out. So once you're comfortable, this is a simple pranayama where we take the inhale and divide it into 3 equal parts. You can place your hands on your lower rib cage if you like, or right on your solar plexus, just to remind it to be relaxed and pliable. We're not looking for tension here. When we inhale, breaking it into 3 equal parts, so you're going to inhale, pause again, and then inhale all the way to the top of your range there, hold at the very top for a moment, and then exhale completely. The inhale happens through the nose, the exhale happens through the mouth. And we'll just do 2 rounds, okay? So it's an inhale, hold, exhale. Okay, here we go. Taking a normal breath in and all the way out. And then inhale, hold, inhale again, hold, inhale, hold, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, hold, inhale, all the way, hold, exhale through the mouth. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, hold, inhale all the way, hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, inhale, hold, big exhale. Drop the hands down to your lap, breathing naturally in and out through the nose. Eyes can close. Lift right up through the crown of the head. Make yourself a little longer. Feeling the energy right in front of the spine, flowing freely from bottom to top and top to bottom. The central channel. With each inhale, feeling the energy flowing up the front of the spine. And then the exhale back down, right in front of the spine, right down to the base. Inhale goes from base to the crown of the head. Exhale from the crown of the head down to the base. And bringing the palms together, acknowledging the effort you put forth during your practice today. Feeling the groundedness that happens from working the hips in a deep way. The stability and the feeling of security that the hips can bring. And let's end our practice here with an Om, inhaling. Om. And then bowing to the light and the shadow in everything. Hari Om, Tat Sat. And bowing to each other. Namaste. Have a great day. It was so good to practice with you today. And I hope you're having a terrific day wherever you're at. And I guess that's it. All right. See you next time. Bye.